Hi, my name is Sweat. Well, today I'm going to be talking about the history of corns. Well, in the past, corn was a food that nobody likes. In the past, pioneers think that corns is what as is like trash. He doesn't like it. But now it accounts for more than 10% of the global crop production. Well, how can corns be so successful like right now? We'll be talking about this in today's lessons. Let's go. Well, let's look at some fun facts about corn first. In the past, a lot of travels to America in that time hate corns. They think that it was a difference in the tradition. Because in the past, there's no such a fruit or no such a vegetable that's named corns. None. I will tell you why later. Well, because of that, passengers think that those are food that could be poisonous. They doesn't want to eat it. They just want to put their food from their country in America. But then, after seeing the pressure when we do it in American land, people decided to extend their diet and use corn as one of their diet's parts. That's kind of funny, right? And people love it. People love it so that they bring to all over the world. Another fun fact is the United States alone has enough corn fields to cover Germany, to cover all of Germany. Yeah, that's really was something that's abstaining. Well, let me take out this fun fact. Well, as I mentioned before, in the past there wasn't such a food that's named corn. In the past, there's a food that's named teosinte. And nearly 9,000 years ago, like before everything, corn was domesticated from Teosinte. Like from Teosinte, people have domesticated to a food that is eatable. Its seed is sweet, also really soft so that you could eat it. The seeds of the teosinte are really a hard thing. They're hard like rocks. Nine thousand years ago, corn was domesticated like that, but nobody loves to eat it. Then people nearly to have more passengers and more people around the world to try this corn. They love it, and they want to grow it. Like in Vietnam, like us, we also grow corns. In other places, we also grow corns. I don't say that there's no corn inside these places, but I must say that if you want to be the top of corns, like the corns winner, then you must pass America. America currently is the top one because of it is the place where started corns, and not just because of that. It also rose a lot of them. Well, why do corns were such a good winner in today's global crop production? Let's talk about this. Well, the history of corns all started like that. And then after people have spread it worldwide, we started to have a lot of changes to corns. Now, if you see, you usually find out that there's just yellow or sometimes white corns without other corns for a lot. But today you can find just those two. You know what? In the past, there's thousands of corns with thousands of colors being created. The two seem to have a lot of color, and corns in the past could have a lot of changes. It could be small, big, sweet, not sweet. They have this color while someone has a lighter color. All those changes. They found it interesting, and they keep doing that until one day in the 80s, the workers start to glance their information, explain the experiments. They think that corns like that was just so hard to separate, and it makes them to work harder. Well then, there's a work that stands out for what's the standard color of corn. And turns out it is this yellow color that we have on this picture. That people who invented this beautiful yellow color have won a prize, and from that time a lot of farmers, or I would say nearly every farmers around the world, roast these yellowish corns, not just because it is the standard, but because it is yellow, it is yummy, it is sweet, so yum yum. It's big too, not like small ones. Corns now is just being used by people for 40%. They eat corns and they use corn for eating for just 40%, while 60 other percent could be used to make a lot of other things. Like a corn starch could be used as a thickening agent for everything from gasoline to glue, or it could be processed into a low-cost sweetener known as high fructose corn syrup. You've probably heard of corn syrup before, right? I hope you did. Well, today we've talked a lot about corns. Corn was currently account for more than 10% of our global crop production. And don't think that when everything was made, there's already corn. There's just Tennessite. And Tennessite is domesticated to help us have the world's most favorite fruit. The food that you could eat every time and every day. Right, Stu? I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.